What's up, guys? Sub-Zero here, back for another VOD review. Today we're VOD reviewing Appy's because he has been absolutely beasting it on the new patch. This was his first game on the patch, or maybe this was it. In any case, all these firsts and really solid performances are on the patch, 5, 6, but you know, we just call those low rolls at the end there. But yeah, Appy's has been absolutely beasting it today, and we have the new portal, the Wandering Trainer portal. Everyone gets a dummy with 3 emblems on it. If you guys remember that augment Wandering Trainer from the past, that's that, but everybody gets it, which is kind of crazy because it was a prismatic augment in the past, so it makes the lobby very, very interesting. So we see here Appy's picks up a couple of superfans already. His Wandering Trainer is Superfan, Spellweaver, and Big Shot. So we definitely keep Superfan. It's probably going to end up being something more like Superfan, Spellweaver. Going to pick up the Heartsteel Cassante just because it's still a Heartsteel Cassante. Heartsteel Cassante is still really, really good, especially if we can get that early Heartsteel with the new Heartsteel that I was talking about. Maybe we could see that this game. Looking around the rest of the lobby, a lot of different stuff. We saw some emo, Executioner, someone had a country emblem, and oh, speaking of Heartsteel, there's our Heartsteel, by the way. Augment-wise here, Appy's has to kind of immediately skip the Twin Terror, very sad, but you can't really play it with this setup, and rolls into Raise the Tempo, which is really interesting with the Spellweavers already, so yeah, I think we can lean towards that. If it was previous patch, you could do some kind of like Ari type of Ascension build. Ascension's probably not terrible, and Caretaker's is really good as well, but he's going to raise the tempo actually because he knows he has to play around Spellweavers this game, so there's no like risk to him of potentially, you know, taking this and not having to play around Spellweavers. Item-wise here, I don't really see a great slam. You could make like a Crown Guard. The only downside to making something like a Crown Guard is that it's going to get rid of your Rod, which you're going to want for like Ionic Spark or like Gunblade, Archangels, depending on who you end up carrying this game, because item priority on this patch has changed a ton. Yeah, no Crown Guard slam just yet. He's just going to slam the Chain Vest to make our Cassante a little bit stronger, and I guess we're not going to win this fight because we're fighting an Urgot, and this Urgot unit's insane, but if we were fighting any other secondary backline, you know, we probably could have won this fight. But yeah, we'll take an okay, pretty decent loss here. Holding on to all these Spellweaver units, it's a little bit awkward, actually. Ooh, and there's a Lulu. It's a little bit awkward, actually, that we're sitting on this bench that's like 10 gold right now, right? Like, yeah, I could see him. Yeah, he's going to get out of the Superfan units, but still we can't make gold. I mean, I guess we're just going to chill for 1 round and not make 10, because you don't want to sell these units. Even if you sell, like, the only way to actually make gold here would be to sell, like, sell Cassante, sell Set, and then sell, like, these Superfans as well, or sell some of the Spellweavers. So I guess we're just going to be in an awkward world here where we're a little bit poor, which is going to be interesting on this new patch. If you guys haven't seen the changes that I talked about in the last video, or on the sort of, like, patch rundown-ish video that I mean, it was kind of a patch rundown video, who's to say, really, but Econ is going to be very different this patch because of the changes to win streak and loss streak, where streak gold, Appy's is on a 1 streak right now, which gives him 0 gold. Even if you were to go to a 2 streak, you would get 0 gold for that. You only start getting gold once you hit a 3 streak, so everyone's going to be a lot poorer this patch. Also, open fort is a lot harder to do, so there's going to be less people open forting and really rich from that. So yeah, a lot poorer people in TFT right now. We do already have the Lulu, which is a really nice unit to just play around in this early game. We can just item carry her for now. We could potentially item carry Seraphine if we want to keep the Lulu on our board later. But yeah, let's see what we want to take off Carousel here. If you want to look towards Ari, we could take something like a Nashor's. We could also take just like a Tear because we'd like it, but the Tear is gone. We could take like a Cloak here for our Ionic Spark here. It's a 3-cost Cloak and it's on a Nico. Yeah, I like this a lot. And I would think it's going to be Spark Slam, but we'll see. We're so poor here, actually. Yeah, he's just gonna make the Spark, put it there, and yeah, I think he's considering just not even leveling here, because he does if he levels, he's gonna be broke for the rest of the game, and he's playing Heartsteel. I really just want to, if I'm in Appy spot, I feel like I really want to get out of this Heartsteel ASAP. We are going to sadly win this fight. A loss with killing at least 1 unit would put us at 40 stacks, but we're gonna win this fight, so still be at 30, and we are on premier no streak here. Loss, win, so a bit unfortunate in that regard as well. At least Heartsteel is going to help us build some of that econ back up, so it's not the end of the world, but I'm really curious to see here. Oh, and there's also the raise the stakes possibility, but he's not going to go for that. Raise the stakes, if you guys don't know, I really want to see Appy's or somebody go for it, is the new Heartsteel. If you complete your first cash out, you can go sort of like double or nothing, and you have to 4 loss streak there. If you don't 4 loss streak, it sort of like breaks your cash out. I think you lose some of the stacks and then you cash out immediately, so it's really bad to raise the stakes and win, which is why Appy's went for this not raise the stakes here, because he knows like it's going to be too hard for him to actually raise the stakes and guarantee that he loses with these items slammed on Cassante. But you know, if you can like raise the stakes and lose, it's kind of insane. He will now get out of the Cassante. That was actually really smart by Appies to play the Cassante for 1 round because it was his strongest board. But now he's just going to cycle his Chosen on the minion round, which is really nice because you get sort of like a free Chosen shop next shop. So really, really nice play by Appies just to sort of reset his Chosen and find something better. Bow, like I was talking about for Nashers, that can be nice. Spatula could be interesting. I would think like a KDA spat tends to be. Oh, it could also just be red buff because, I mean, we got 2 bows. It could even be something like an emo spat, like emo spat onto this Lulu. We already have a Lulu too, which is really, really nice this early into the game. She's going to item hold really, really well. I know Lulu's damage was buffed this patch, and the big thing is that Hyper Pop was buffed a little bit. Okay, we're going to put the Nami in here. We're going to make Archangels plus that red buff. Or no, we're going to make, I was like, where'd the Archangels components come from? Yeah, we're going to make red buff here and then get the Archangels just from the Superfan item. So yeah, red buff here. We can't sadly play towards like a Twisted Fate game, which is I feel like would be kind of nice here with the red buff, though I guess the spat doesn't do great work here. So we're just going to have red buff in this comp. It's probably going to go on something like a Seraphine late game, and just she's going to do a good job of spreading it. Armistice, solid augment here. Misconnections. I mean, you already have Cannon too, so you probably don't care too much about misconnections. Oh, that was actually interesting, though, that he rerolled Armistice there. And, like, I'm curious if this rerolled into garbage. I guess he would have taken misconnections and thought, like, making Nico 2 was good enough. Wow, look at this, by the way. He's rolling really deep here to find a good Chosen. He's only on a 3 streak, but he's going to play for it really aggressively. Slaves the rev up on a Mumu as well. Doesn't want to put it onto Seraphine or anything like that. I will admit, I'm pretty sure, after watching the endgame board for this, Appies at this point is saying that he wants to play towards Lulu reroll. I haven't listened to his audio, but I imagine that's what he's doing, rolling here at 6 and trying to pick up something for Lulu reroll. Because he already has 3 Lulus. The only downside is that like our items for Lulu aren't amazing in this spot, but we can probably make them work. But yeah, I mean, picking up the Amumu, the Guardian Amumu is still really, really nice. He's looking at potentially 5 Superfan for the Radiant Gargoyles, but the problem is that makes us lose out of KDA and Spellweaver. I feel like we can't actually play that, but maybe on level 7. The problem is when are we going 7? But yeah, this is a really interesting style that Appies is playing here, which is, you would never see someone doing this on the last patch, rolling so deep at 3-2 to look for like one of these kind of reroll options. But I think with less gold in the game, it's not like you're going to get super hard outcapped by people who are just going fast 8 at 4-2 as much. Some people are still going to do it if they have like econ augments, like there's a patient study person in this lobby, but not everyone's going to be doing it, which is the nice thing. So you can sort of play this more aggressive play style and not worry too much about getting outcapped. I do think we're probably still going for KDA spat. I don't know. Emo spat is an option, though it's not an option on this carousel. We'd also really like to get a mana item at some point. Ooh, can't get the rod there. Gonna have to take, what is that, cloak? Just to finish out, I don't know, maybe another gargoyle. That's another Lulu, though. Gargoyle did get buffed on this patch, by the way, so I think that's why Appies is more open to slamming this gargoyle in this spot. It gives HP now, which is really good, actually, because, you know, I've talked about this before, but stats in TFT scale with other stats. You know, Armor and MR scales with HP. Every point of HP is worth more if you have a ton of Armor and MR. Now that Gargoyles gives 150 HP, that HP is actually really, really precious because you're getting so much Armor and MR already from the Gargoyle. So yeah, we're going to continue our streak here. 6th streak here, which is the new 5 streaks, and now we're actually making 3 gold per round. And we have a pretty strong board. The question is just where are we going from here? I don't know how sort of into how desperate he is to play for Lulu 3 here. With the new headliner rules, it is really, really beneficial to roll, especially for 3 costs, because you can always find this Lulu headliner. There's no way that you can't find Lulu headliner unless every single Lulu except for, you know, unless there's only 2 Lulus left in the pool. But as long as there's 3 Lulus in the pool, you can always find a Lulu headliner, which is very nice because, you know, in previous patches, if you're holding 6 Lulus and someone else, oh my god, look at this Healing Orbs of Mumu go, by the way. Oh my god, what a beast. But yeah, in previous patches, if you were holding 3 Lulus, if you're holding 6 Lulus and someone else had a Lulu too, then you couldn't hit Lulu headliner because there were 9 out of the pool. Now, even if you have 6 and like someone else has, you know, 5 or something, you can still hit. I think the math checks out there because there's like, I'm pretty sure the math checks out there. I don't care to do it. Rod, bow. Okay, so we have potential for Shojin here. There's the Hyperpop Lulu, which means we are only 2 off of Lulu now. We can just play this for now and don't have to roll it to 0 here. But Appies is going to roll it pretty deep, find some really, really relevant upgrades. Radiant Shojin is our superfan item, by the way. So yeah, like I was talking about, this Sunfire, this red buff kind of has to go onto another unit. Lulu is not a very good unit at spreading the red buff, so we're just gonna put it onto Seraphine here. Good holder of it. And he's gonna get Giant Slayer, which is pretty interesting. I guess we're gonna have Super Fan in for the entire game. I don't know if we're gonna have 5 Super in for the entire game, but I mean, a Radiant Shojin is not bad. Magic Wand, you don't really like in a comp like this. I don't think you love a ton of those. Remember your roots, because Lulu's going to be buffing all of your, I mean, you're not going to have that many Hyper Pop units. You can buff all your Spellweavers, which is nice. They could see that. Either that or Cybernetic Uplink here. We already have a lot of mana gen, health and attack speed. I don't think it's Crown Guarded. Probably Roots. Either Roots. I mean, you have so many. Oh, it does. It is Crown Guarded. Okay. He's going to go for the Crown Guarded here. We don't have any components left for Crown Guarded, but I think he just, I mean, he wants the Echo item, I guess. I think all of those were solid options. But yeah, the Crown Guarded there is interesting. Huh. I mean, it's just tank stats onto Echo. Remember your Roots would just be a little bit of HP and attack speed onto Echo. And yeah, I mean, it would benefit this unit. It would only benefit these 3 units on your current board. So yeah, remember your Roots not the best in this spot. And then the Uplink, I don't know. I think maybe Appies is a slight Uplink hater. I'm pretty sure the dummy gets Uplink. Not that the mana gen matters, but the HP does matter. But yeah, I guess his idea here is that I have enough mana gen on this Lulu. She is just absolutely going to be casting a ton. I don't really need more. I just need the Crown Guard here to finish my Echo items out. Even though it's just an Echo 1, even though I'm not probably going to be able to build a second Crown Guard, just a third tank item onto my Echo is really precious. And it makes sense. It's a cool play there because I think that is definitely not an augment that I was that excited about taking in that spot, but I think it makes a decent amount of sense there. But yeah, we are 1 off Lulu 3, so we are definitely at this point playing for Lulu 3 with the GS. Curious to see what this bow item ends, or not this bow item, but this tier item ends up becoming here. Something like an Archangel's Tense. Archangel is really good on this patch because they buffed it a decent bit. It gives like an extra 5 AP every 5 seconds, I believe, like an extra 1 AP per second. But I mean, it's like piece-wise. I don't know. Programmers say that, I think. I don't know if that's a real thing. You can go double mana gen item on Lulu, I believe, though. I don't know how the breakpoints work with the Radiant item. I don't know how much mana Radiant Shojin gives in a spot like this. Looks like, I mean, he does take Archangel component. The nice thing is that it's a component for another Crown Guard. Whoa, look at this person's, holy, this person is cooking, by the way. They got Disco Sentinel and Executioner, and they're Nami 3, Corki 3, and I don't know. I mean, their spot looked pretty awful. It kind of looked like they were just going 8th, but imagine if that person top 4s. Like, are they just the god of TFT? That spot looked so crazy. In any case, we're going to take a loss here, finally. After, that was an 8 win streak, I think. We made a ton of gold off that win streak, especially with the changes to streak gold now. We made less than you normally would have, but sort of like relative to other players, having a long streak is really nice. If you can get that 6+ streak against other people who are just stuck like win-lossing, it's nuts. Yeah, the other thing that I wanted to say that I don't think I was able to is that Hyper Pop got buffed pretty significantly this patch on the amount of mana that it gives to units around you. Oh, and we're going to fight this disco board, so let's see what happens here. Nami doing good damage. She casts, yeah, I mean, I don't know if Nami was even really... Wait, they took extended play. Okay, they just... they just died. I mean, interesting game plan, but okay. Pick up a Sona here. Really nice unit on this board. We can't... I mean, we could just play her over the Seraphine for now. It's not like we would lose any synergies, but we'd lose the opportunity to get like an Ari here and play 5 and 5, which would be probably our dream scenario here. We got a bunch of gold there. We're going to go at level 8 here. We can find Lulu 3 on 8 and also have high odds of picking up Ari and just other upgrades. Yeah, where's our Ari? Okay, there's our Ari finally. And one more roll. There's our Lulu 3. Really curious to see what items he makes, because yeah, blue buff is a great Ari item, but what are we finishing on Lulu here? Like a Gunblade or something like that? We already have healing orbs. But yeah, he's just going to go Gunblade here just to make the fights last as long as possible. I'm pretty... Yeah, this Lulu positioning is fine. You want her to, of course, be in the middle of your... Or just so that the 2 closest units are your other Spellweavers, your Seraphine and your Ari in this case, because you really want her amping up the casts on those units. It's really valuable. But the Nar's on the left right now, but it's completely fine just because he's going to end up walking up. Yeah, he does this even just to sort of like guarantee that the Lulu never gets a cast up where she's giving mana to the Nar, because giving mana to these Spellweavers is so much more valuable. Yeah, so I think at the end of the day, he said with Hyper Pop, with this Radiant Shojin, I don't need mana gen. I'm just going to go for the Crown Guard. And I think it's a really smart play in a spot like that. In TFT, you almost always want what you are currently lacking. So he just goes for what he's currently lacking, which is just frontline. If he can build up enough frontline, he can win every single fight. 5 KDA, 5 Spellweaver with this Hyper Pop, like he can just absolutely destroy people. He's 76 HP on this board. This Lulu unit, with the buffs to her, the buffs to Hyper Pop, Lulu reroll might be very much on the menu. She looks like an absolute monster. And then especially with the Superfan plus Spellweaver emblem for Wandering Trainer, she's just disgusting with this Radiant Shojin on her. So yeah, pretty cool comp. He's also got his item spread in. Interestingly, the nice thing is that he's second rowing this Nico. You've got to make sure you second row this Nico, because if this Nico dies like she does here, boom, that's all of our Amar Shred gone for the fight. And look how hard this fight is without the Amar Shred. We're still going to win it, but you saw how long it took that Lulu to actually get through the Poppy once our Amar Shred was dead. So yeah, he's got to make sure that that's safe. Was that a Superfan? That is a Superfan Sona on Carousel. That would allow us to cut the Gnar. The Gnar's not really doing anything. Oh, it gets taken away. I mean, I guess you're going QSS here. I mean, Emo Spat would be a fun, like, late sort of, like, cap if you could somehow find a way to play around it, but I don't really see how you could. It's really nice to get Emo Spat onto some of these units, like Sona and onto Lulu, but you don't have an Emo unit to play, so. And our next in is surely going to be Ziggs, right? Not only is Ziggs guaranteeing that Amar Shred, but it's also 3 Hyper Pop, which is a big step up, I believe. I don't know exactly what the numbers are on the new patch, but it's a big step up, I'm pretty sure, especially when you're playing with this Lulu 3. Yeah, really looks like this Gunblade was a very good call from Appies, sort of similar to how you play for it on Ahri. Oh my god, look at this Lulu go! She did like 14k there, I thought. Oh my god, this Lulu is just a monster. And yeah, we're just going 9 at this point. Really nice Appies too. Roll down a lot early, get strong, save a bunch of HP, and now he's just playing for streaks late game. And no one else has a streak. Appy's the only person with a streak. That's going to make him so much richer than the rest of the lobby. It's just going to make it so easy for him to cap out really high. Like, look, this patient steady person is level 9, but there's 0 gold. So they're sort of playing down a gold augment, but we're going to be able to, once we get 9, basically be up an entire gold augment. So yeah, we're going to lose to them now, but we're level 8, 36 gold. Once we make it to 9, we'll be able to cap out way higher than them, I would think. But we'll see. There's the Ziggs, so now we just need to make it to 9, get that RE2. The only downside to this board is our front line is kind of a pile of trash. It's, you know, Nico 2 and Echo 2. That's sort of what ends up happening when you want to play around these super fans, but it'll potentially be okay. We could go for third Ahri item here. There's not much great. I guess it would be something like a Guard Breaker. You could also just go Protector's Vow from our front line. He's going to go blue buff for the Seraphine just to get her casting as much as possible as well. Thinks that, you know, just getting this red buff down really quickly is what's most important. Yeah, that definitely makes sense. It's an interesting call out to go for, because, you know, normally in TFT you want to finish off your third items on as many units as possible, but I think his call here is that finishing off this red buff, you know, getting the red buff casting really quickly is what's important for him here, especially in these matchups. There's that like Viego player where, you know, we're definitely need some healing reduction versus them. I assume. I don't know. I'll have to see what their items look like. But yeah, it's like Hodge on Viego. Like getting that red buff down ASAP is really nice. Looks like it is just us and that last person. Like I said, now that we go 9 here, I imagine we'll cap out higher. This is a really strong board on this patch, though. This vertical pentakill that they got to with Executioner and Guardian and Mosher Spat. Yeah, they kind of just had an easy, like very straightforward game for them. You know, it's like, oh yeah, maybe I guess I'll play pentakill from this spot. Executioner, Mosher, and Guardian all fit together once you get a Karthus and a Yorick on your board. So makes a ton of sense. So yeah, we'll see how the boards end up doing into each other. Now that we have RE2, I imagine we're always going to be beating this. The only way we lose this fight is if our front line gets one shot, but the nice thing about our matchup into this board is that, you know, Karthus is going to try to target low HP units. Our front line's actually going to live pretty long. Okay, yeah, the scary thing is if Viego does something like that. Okay, that was not good, where we're super clumped up and the Viego just ults right onto our Lulu, and then, you know, the Karthus helps kill her. I assume you want to deny that pentakill spat, but sadly we're on the wrong side to deny it, so they're going to end up getting that, which is kind of scary. I don't know. They had pentakill chosen, I believe, so they can just play for... That's their second pentaspat. They can just play for 10 pentakill win con. Yeah, this is really smart by Appies. Sack the positioning for your KDA here and just declump your backline, because now see, yeah, Viego ults onto your front line here and he does not hit the Lulu, which is really crucial. Looks like we might end up... Yeah, this was still a really tough fight. They're level 9, so they could still be 10 penta here. He hasn't tabbed over to the board yet. Also, he's holding a Viego. Looks like maybe they're playing for Viego 3 based on what Appies is holding here. Yeah, I don't know. It's such a tough fight. I mean, I would probably at this point just full spread my backline here, just move the Seraphine out. He's going to do this to sort of guarantee that Lulu is never getting ulted by the Viego, which is pretty smart as well. So just like Ahri and Seraphine end up being your clump. Lulu ends up getting ulted here actually, but she's alive. Oh, she goes down one more time. It's another loss for Appies down to 14 HP. Wow, yeah, the enemy board just seems like it caps insanely high. Really, with the buffs to Viego, the changes to Karthus, it seems like the 7 pentakill comp is absolutely dominating. I've seen a lot of people playing towards this. So yeah, Karthus Viego, definitely something to keep your eye on here. Picks up an item here. Could be a Nashor's to finish out your Seraphine items. He could also maybe, like, if we could find a replacement Seraphine, you could try to move these items over, yeah, to the Ziggs. Yeah, I like this a ton, just to, you know, maximize strong items on strong units. You're gonna move the Ziggs back over next to all the Hyperpop units. Yeah, that's a hard thing, is you want Hyperpop units next to each other. Hopefully, the Ziggs can be the differential for our board. The Lulu actually doesn't end up getting hit there and ends up casting on the Viego and one-tapping him. This is going to be a win. Wait, this is stage 7. Oh my god. It's just barely not enough. If we had one more unit alive, we would have killed them, but there's just going to be one more fight here. It's all going to come down to this. We really need that exact same positioning. Appy's might just not even... Oh, he's thinking about moving the Seraphine up to try to incentivize that clump to be ulted. Because, yeah, I mean, if that same positioning happens again, we're certainly going to win the fight. Viego on the right side here. We do get the Ari cast on him immediately, kill the Viego, and yeah, I think with the Ziggs too, that was enough to start swinging these matchups in our favor, and yeah, it's gonna be the win out for Appy's. Really, really close game. Also, really, really fun game. I'll pause at the end here so you can see his final board. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Appy's, like I was showing, has been absolutely down. Oh, he left, so I can't even see it. Sorry. But yeah, absolutely been dominating on the new patch. Hope you guys enjoy. Definitely go check out more of his VOD if you're interested on how to play the new patch. I think I might VOD review some more of his games, but he's been absolutely beasting it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you do, please like, subscribe, check out my Twitch, all my other links down below. Thanks for watching. Wait, not thumbs down there, but thumbs up the video. Please leave a like. Bye.